Chat, what's up? YouTube, what's up, man? This is the Needed Podcast, episode 32. 32 straight weeks, man. That's what it's about. That's what I'm bringing to you guys, man. I appreciate all you guys coming through. Anybody that's in the chat, anybody listening to this on YouTube, please hit the like button. Also, man, next week, I'm going to give away $100, because you guys are watching this on YouTube, and, it's not, the giveaways are corny now. Nobody wants, a 99 overall. Nobody wants, some MUT card for the team, so on and so forth. So I'm going to give away $100 on next week's podcast. YouTube, what I want you to do is comment below on what's been your favorite MCS game. Not of this year. I want to talk between, man, 16, 17, and 18 that we can go over on the future podcast. We still got a lot of weeks left in the season. So make sure you guys comment below. I want to know which was your favorite game and why. I will pick a winner. Me and my man Kent will pick a winner because I will be at Kent's crib next week. I will be in Columbus, Ohio for the week. So I will be doing it from my man's Kent house. Already had 2 shows from his spot already. So we definitely going to kick it, and we're going to be breaking down Dallas tournament mostly. Hopefully we got some great games to watch from that. That comes up this weekend. We'll be previewing a little bit during this podcast, but it's tough because I don't really know who's going to be there. So it makes it a little more tough to really break some things down. And, I'm going to go over the EA stream a lot. I hope you guys watched it. I'm glad that they're doing these streams to break down the game. And I'll tell you what, no matter what happens, no matter how I feel about Madden 18 or Madden 20 or what the features are, or whatever it may be, I'm super excited to play it, man. I'm super excited to get my hands on the game, feel what it's like, so on and so forth, man. Those are really what I want to do, and I love that they're breaking down these games, man. But if you want to watch these podcasts live, it's going to be next week, 7 p.m., man. Twitch.tv/dub. The link is below, both on SoundCloud and YouTube. The link is below. So comment on YouTube or SoundCloud, whatever you may listen to this podcast on what your favorite game was and why. We will pick a winner, man. I don't want 5 paragraphs why, but just give me a good reason. What was your most memorable play? Madden 16, 17, 18 will give away $100 next week. You know what I'm saying? So, we talked about EA, the streams they've been given, man, and I appreciate it. I know you guys appreciate it. Kralo probably has been a great addition to EA, and both, obviously, listening to RG. RG is really passionate about Madden, and Clint, too, and we got to listen to, I think, Anthony White, the playbook guy. I think the playbook guy, I guess, has a tough job. We say he has a tough job. Chat, does the playbook guy have a tough job? Who is the person that who is the person that he caters to the most? Because I feel like these guys watch a lot of films and they got a lot of different people that critique them and people that essentially they want real plays. And they want real, what's going on in the NFL on Sunday, they want that in Madden. And I think that's probably the majority of the casual Madden players. They want to run whatever play their favorite team ran, i.e. the Philly special. Eagles fans want to run the Philly special. Not that it's going to be great, and it is going to be tough. Shout out to Hot Shot in the chat, man. NBA 2K legend. Man, that's my guy. Really rivals with my Sixers. Sixers GC, the best 2K team in the world. Remember that. But, yeah, it's tough to make everybody happy, and if you try to make, the casuals happy, the competitive players will be upset and so on, other way around. Yeah, I think the plays, I will tell you this as far as playbooks are concerned, and you guys can pretty much, I feel like you guys would all agree with this, is that 90 to 95% of the plays in Madden suck. They really do. And I don't necessarily know if those are the exact plays people run in real life, because they can't suck as bad as they do in Madden in real life. And it kind of limits us to just running the handful of plays that are good. And I don't know if this guy, Anthony White, or whoever else is in on making playbooks, if they're really in tune with playing the game, as opposed to just trying to copy what they see in real life and what they see on the field and trying to make that a simulation in the Madden. Like, where is the balance of that? Because we know there's really, we really know that there's probably, we can all, what is it? We're in June now, damn near the end of May. Memorial Day was yesterday. Happy Memorial Day to all you guys out there. And obviously, bless all the people that serve for this country is something super serious, something that is way beyond me and way different human beings that do that stuff than I am. So shout out to all those guys for real. But it is this time of the year, so we all know the game pretty much. We all know the game. We all know the 5 to 10 money plays in the game. And honestly, the game could be the same if you took. Like I said, if you took 95% of the plays, man, threw them out, the game would pretty much be exactly the same. And do these guys that make the playbook understand that? Also, and it's like, do people that casually play this understand that? This play sucks, dude. Like this little whatever the hell play with this 40-yard post route that doesn't get open on anything, and this little sluggo route that doesn't work on any coverage. That's not good. This run play is not good. PA bubble screen is not good. So personally, I feel like playbooks would be better if they really just people really that got one of us that really played the game and say, let's make this more balanced. Let's make this formation better. Because we're going to go into Madden 17 and talk about my game because this is the Dubby podcast. I'll talk about whatever the hell I want. And you'll see that there was way more formations in that game. They were way more balanced. A lot of different formations were good. It wasn't just bunch, man. And I think they can get back to that, if they just mix some stuff in, and stop removing stuff from the playbook. I think that's one of the biggest things that they hurt themselves doing is just removing. That, even from Madden 16, I feel like it was a bunch of offenses. And then you go, man, 17, the whole year there was a bunch of different offenses. And then they just start removing. And it kind of breaks it down to where we as a competitive side, and even like the borderline competitive. I don't want to say the word borderline competitive is kind of wild. I don't know where my phone is. I don't want it to ring. But borderline competitive, I feel like those guys are only running a couple formations. So the less they take away, the better the game would be. So I think with this new playbook, with these RPOs, all these new plays and updates and stuff like that, I think adding things to playbooks is going to make the game a whole new variety, both on a casual level and a competitive level. And then, like I said, we'll talk about the RPOs. As far as I'm concerned, I think they're going to suck. And as good, no matter how good, these option plays, run plays, whatever plays they put in the game, if they don't have a good enough pass play in the game, in that formation, the running plays will never be effective. Because most of the time, if you go to these, whether it be Carolina with Cam Newton, their playbook, whatever quarterback triple option run, whatever it is, it's shit because you can't pass out of it. And when you come out in these formations, although I did see the run pass option stuff, and I don't know if I should have got a picture of this. Is the one thing I did forget to do, chat, is get a picture of these things. I did see, and you kind of get to the point where you kind of know what formation they're going to be in, what type of formation they're going to be in, and what they're going to be like. A lot of those doubles formations or even a lot of those trio formations are just shit. And it's been like that, man, for a long time. I've always been a person that wanted to run some spread out stuff or some. Here's some good look at it right now. I don't know if you guys can see it. SoundCloud, if you listen to this now, check it out on YouTube, man. I'm going to show these jet sweep plays. Now, honestly, I will tell you, though, all jokes aside, this PA jet play does not look bad. These routes look kind of hell. But at the same time, you're in these formations. All these formations with these plays, this looks like just a shotgun tight. With the Rams want to run. This is a shotgun. This is a single back. Now, if these formations don't have passing plays that are tough to guard, these runs will never be good. As much as Wham is a good running play, right? And Deuce Close is a pain in the ass. It's a bummy formation, and they're good running plays. As much as those are good running plays, the passing plays in there are not that bad. Between tight end angle and the different play action plays, if you're a decent passer, if you can pass the ball a la Kerry Q, who's pretty good on offense with Deuce Close, you can effectively move the ball. But mostly because they have good passing plays to go with those runs. Most of the option runs and most of these type of runs in Madden in the past have always been in shit formations. Like we'll go down here to this one. This is the RPO one. Most of these run passes, RPO, orbit, bubble. As you see, it's like a doubles offset. You know, we got two wide receivers to the left, tight end, and a wide receiver to the right. Running back is offset behind the quarterback in a shotgun. Most of the time, there's shitty pass plays in here. But if they went around and put, they put a sharp corner route on the tight end, or they put, a nice post route to one of the wide receivers, or that would open up this RPO orbit bubble way more than just putting the play in the game. Also, along with this same thing, we go with this RPO read wide receiver screen. This is a tray formation, 3 wide receivers to the right, running backs to the right too. Bart Scott doing the C4 commentating, shout out to C4, told me that they used to call this flow when you had 4 wide receivers on one side of the quarterback. And most of the time in Madden, these formations suck for passing the ball. The plays they put in here are terrible. And the thing about it is they could put some really hell plays in here to make this formation and this doubles formation and this doubles formation, all in this 4 wide receiver formation. They could make these plays really awesome and all these formations really awesome and just make the game have way more variety if they would put the right passing plays in these formations. Even this one looks like a tray, a wide trips under center. This has a stretch with a slant on the backside, which could be really awesome. If you could effectively pass from under center, mix in a dive, a stretch, and then a stretch with the slant behind on the backside, that could be really cool. Along with this zone weak and then throw the bubble the other way. If you could mix those in with some effective pass plays, that could be a whole offense. But it's all about what pass plays they put with these formations, man. And I hope they understand that. And I really hope that, somebody's telling them that. And I hope maybe they listen to me. Because I think it's more important to have the right pass plays packaged with these runs than actually put these runs in. You're not going to help the game at all. They're not going to be effective. All you're doing is making, little Johnny at home that saw Nick Foles catch a touchdown. Ha ha ha, now I can run that on Madden. And if that's what they want to do, God bless. But you can make the game so much better if you just just put in the right pass plays with these run plays. And I hope they do that. One of the biggest news I heard from Anthony White with the playbooks was that they're going to update playbooks throughout the year. To me, that's awesome. I think that's going to be really cool. I hope they don't use it for what I talked about earlier, with taking plays out. If we turn out X playing bunch is too good, I don't want them to take a play out. I would like them to add plays, understand what players are good, and the ability to add those plays, maybe to different formations. Maybe go see what did the Colts run this week, what did Andrew Luck run, or what is the new play for Tyreek Hill to go over the top. Let's try to add that play into the Chiefs playbook. And all this kind of comes back to how Rex talked about they were kind of understaffed. I hope they have enough time and enough resources to really, put these new plays in the game, whatever happens throughout the week. That would be really cool. So I'm excited to see updated playbooks throughout the year. It gives you another reason to get excited, another reason to anticipate things. Honestly, and a lot of it now has become team of the week. When you watch the NFL during a Sunday and you see the games, who balled out, who was terrible, and you wanted to really see how that affected the roster updates. I remember waiting to see what the roster updates was, man. Can my team get, some love? If my team really balled out this week, can we get some love? I want, Carson Wentz to get some throw power. Zach Ertz get him some speed. And whoever's on your team, you really want to see the boost. But it's really not like that anymore. Maybe this playbook thing will add that type of excitement to where you can, see, man, my team really ran a play. I hope EA puts that in the game. So that was pretty much the biggest news I got from the playbook section of the EA broadcast. Shout out to X Factor with the sub, man. 9 months in a row, man. That's my guy. Always a lot of support, man. If you're listening to this, check it out on Twitch. The link is below, 7 p.m. on Tuesdays. Then Clint came on. Clint getting better every day with, just presenting everything that he does. Really, honestly, I trust Clint. I know he's a good guy and he has a lot of passion for what he does. So I have no problem with Clint. So I'm not the one asking for Clint to go anywhere at all. And if you listen to me versus me and Rex, Rex feels the same way about Clint. So I trust him wholeheartedly. He is going to be the man that just gets nothing but the blame. But I do trust him that he cares about what's good for the game. But we are stuck between pleasing everybody. The main things he went over for me that I took from it, the pump fake is going to be an option. It's going to be something in the game. Now I will tell you, I don't remember ever the pump fake ever being relevant. And I will tell you, even from playing backyard football or playing on the beach with your buddies, or if you're playing quarterback on any level, I don't if you're playing with 6-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 26-year-olds, whatever I mean, the pump fake is devastating. It is a devastating weapon in football. A lot, especially against zone when they're all looking at you. And it's something in Madden that is completely irrelevant. For me, the most irrelevant thing in Madden compared to real life for me has always been play action. Play action is absolutely nothing like it is in real life. And then the pump fake is on that list somewhere, but we'll see how it works. I'm excited about it. I'm excited that some players these abilities. I think the abilities are going to be great for regs because you can pick Ben Roethlisberger, man. He's going to have this pump fake. Now I don't want to say pump fake glitch, but what I'll say is he has this OD pump fake, and that just knocks out zone coverage or man coverage or whatever it may be. So that's going to be cool. Pump fake coming back. They tuned down the lurking, like the Anthony Barr type. I picked off a post route when I was 10 yards underneath. To me, I didn't think that was that bad this year at all. At all. Maybe Anthony Barr and a couple. Maybe Anthony Barr, maybe some years ago, was a little too much. But this year, I feel like it was not a problem. I didn't feel like any of these Apkeys, Jamal Adams, even if you use a Cam Chancellor, who else some great users in the game this year? Derwin James, where maybe even Calvin, even the out of position Calvin. I never thought, I never thought that lurking and my linebacker jumping high for a pass was bad this year. I think, I don't know. I think that was part of the fear of throwing over the middle of the field. And I didn't think it was a problem this year. So obviously people were throwing picks. And what Clint said was, what troubled me a little bit was he said, in the broadcast, he said, a lot of people were having trouble making the reads over the middle of the field. Well, that's because they're not good. That's the difference between me and Johnny down the street. Not throwing picks to Troy Apke in the middle of the field. That is the difference between us. And if you stop those picks from happening, that now me and Johnny are close to good. Me and Johnny are closer. So I really didn't agree with that. And my man Jared says they need to jump for high balls. I agree, but at the same time, I feel like if you lurk a high ball, your guy is going to go get it. The high ball interaction animations were bad. There was never the interaction from catching a high ball and then a DB was never bad for the offense. It was always cushioning. We never got physical. The DB never came in and took his legs out or took his face out and made him drop the ball or even tried to strip the ball out. It was always pretty much a catch and avoiding a hit stick. That's why the high ball was so effective. I don't think it was the player jumping for the ball defensively, because I think most of the time the hitches that people threw, I'm just thinking about hitches because I feel like those were the hardest ones. I think about hitches when it comes to high ball. Hitches or curls. I feel like most of the time when people threw them, they were open. It's just the high ball just allowed your player to not get hit and not get any interaction with the ball getting hit out. There was no physicality. There was no strip. There was no attempt for the DB to get the ball out or hit the wide receiver. That was the biggest problem for me with high balls. Not necessarily. I always thought the player. I've gotten lurked on high balls because people just been on it and their DB does jump and pick it off. So I didn't think the lurk was a problem at all this year for any incident, any reason. I didn't think the lurk was a problem. I didn't think they needed to touch that, but they did. So we'll get used to that. The rush to get up feature Clint talked about, when your player's on the ground, if he, picks up a fumble, he realizes I'm still in the play. Let me get my ass up and try to get some yards. He also said if it's fat guys, they're not necessarily going to get up that fast. I think it's great. I think we always get pissed off. We're playing a game, whether it be a fumble or a punt, whatever the ball is on the ground, your players pick it up like they don't know what's going on, or the play is over. And some people stop, and this seems like players are not going to stop. They're going to have a rush to get up, and obviously that's going to be a good one. The other thing that Clint talked about was we're going to play a fast and fun is the word he used. And I think ultimately it's good for Madden because, people have ADD. That's one reason why kids don't play Madden, because one, it's too complicated, but two, it is slow. And we get to a point where we want to view Madden, we want to make Madden more viewable. The reason why, some shooting games are way more viewable, one of the reasons is you can watch, Ninja play for 20 seconds, or you're going to get some action. To watch a whole Madden game, you got to sit there for 20 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it may be. So if the games are faster, I think that's a good thing. But at the same time, I want to make sure everybody still have time to do their adjustments, still have time to do everything. And I think it'll get that way. I think it'll be that way. We'll see how when the game comes out. But he says the players will go to the line of scrimmage really fast, then the clock will accelerate accordingly to that. So to me, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But anything that speed up the game is good. Madden kind of is feeling like baseball compared to the other sports, Madden compared to the other esports, because it is probably the slowest one, and it's not necessarily for competitive. I know a lot of these shooting games get really slow when they get in the comp scenes because people play a lot differently, but just for random viewing purposes, random streams, I think it's a good thing for me and for anybody else trying to, make content out of Madden, but we'll see. That'd be crazy. Automatically the line would be. Spoto told me that in the chat. He said, when you get out of the huddle, they're automatically at the line of scrimmage. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. I hate that. And I'll tell you why I hate that. Why I hate that, because there is a lot, I don't know how to explain it. There's a lot of things that process through my mind from in the 4 or 5 seconds when my offense is going to the line of scrimmage and I'm looking at where their defense is going. It's so much to look at, and it's even hard. It's hard to even explain anything. But did they baseline? Didn't they baseline? Where are their safeties? Sometimes you can catch their safety alignment before they baseline. Some people, if you do cover 3 and you don't baseline that for the noobs, right? Say if you do cover 3 and you don't baseline, you just come out, your safeties will shift, right? Like into a cover 3 look. But if you baseline right away, they won't do that. But sometimes you can catch somebody so their safeties are like going like this, and then they baseline. That split second where you see this movement like that, bang, that's cover 3. Or maybe they audible. You can see their players move when they audible. You can see their players move when they make adjustments. You can see so many little things from the time you break the huddle to the time you get to the line that little people don't understand. That I think we'll see. Maybe there's still a situation going on. And when do you baseline? That's another thing. If you want to baseline, if you come out of the huddle and you're already at the line of scrimmage, and I baseline, like, when do I get to baseline? Does my defense automatically come out showing cover 3? You know what I mean? I really don't know how that's going to work. Madden has always been coming to the line right away. Going to be pretty crazy if it's different. Definitely here they said offense and defense will have the same time for adjustments. That's impossible. That's the most idiotic thing in the world. You know why? Because the offense chooses how much time there is for adjustments. If the offense doesn't have to make adjustments, what the hell are they waiting for? Also, the defensive player might want to make 25 adjustments. He's not going to have time to make 25 adjustments unless the offensive player gives him time to make 25 adjustments. We'll see how it works, man. And one thing about Madden 20, from between the streams and what else I've heard, I'm really not gonna rush to judge anything, man. Uh, because I want to see how it works. So I'm excited about all that. But that part of the rush, fast and fun, rush to the line stuff, we'll see what it's like. It's removing a part of Madden that we've always used. So we'll get to look at that. On-field trainer, Clint talked about it will help players get better, and I think that's a good thing. I think a lot of people don't like Madden because they suck at it. Anything to help little Johnny get better, not necessarily like the game help him, but like strategically help him. Like, dude, you suck at passing. Let's try to hit X on this player. I'm the trainer. This whole on-field trainer thing, I think, is for the super novice player, and I think that's a good thing because I really want those guys to get tough at the game, really, because them getting better at the game is going to make the game bigger. It's going to make the game better, pretty much. Then we get the RG. This is pretty much a lot of people told me this was the guts and glory, the best part of the stream. It was cool, obviously. RG, as far as I trust Clint, I trust RG tenfold, honestly, as far as wanting to make the game great and working hard at it and knowing what's good for the game. The first thing was change player movement. One thing from the beginning of Madden 19 that I loved, it wasn't that easy to run the ball. Because if you jam turbo or you tried to cut too crazy, your player was fat and stupid. You had to really take your time, let go of turbo, have some stick to get through the middle of the line. Like, you couldn't just run and your player would do stuff for you. I thought running the ball in Madden 19 was you'd have some type of run stick. I know when I run the ball, if I have shitty run stick, I can tell. I'm going to miss something. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to run into my lineman. I'm going to do a fat chop step to let the defense shed and get me. I have to have run stick in between the tackles to, navigate that, see the next level, and see where to go. So if they switch the player movement, it seems like, because the first thing Farrell said was, yeah, it's a lot easier. Well, as far as I'm concerned, anything that's easier for Farrell is easier for little Johnny. Is going to make the game easier for everybody. Now, this is the dilemma I'm in. The more the easier the game is, the more popular it is. But it also means I'll lose to anybody that can just press A and run the ball. So that is the dilemma I'm in. So it's both a gift and a curse. I thought running definitely took a little bit of user skill, honestly. I really did. And it's not been like that in Madden for a long time. And I think you needed some run stick to play this game. And they probably tuned that a little bit. RG said they tuned the spin a little bit. I don't know how. As long as that animation's still in the game, it's going to be lethal. And as far as I'm concerned, as the spin move, I think the spin move's awesome. I really do. You should have higher than an 82 spin to be able to pull off that ridiculous-ass move. There should be 5 to 10 players at most in the NFL that can pull off that move. In the game that can pull off that move. The threshold should be 96 plus, something crazy like that. I shouldn't have Alshon Jeffrey spinning, Alshon Jeffrey has never done that spin move in his life. Period. That's all I care about, the spin move. I think, man, I should want to play with LaShawn McCoy because he can do that spin move. Or I don't even know who else in the NFL. Tariq Cohen, I think, would be somebody that could probably do that spin move. I'm trying to think who are like the most elusive players. Like even Tyreek Hill, I don't think he's necessarily the spin move god, or Julio Jones is a spin move. I think it's really just an elusive running back thing. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey, somebody that could probably pull off that spin move. Even Todd Gurley, I don't think is the one that's going to pull off that fast, super elusive spin move. He's more of a power back, run through. You know what I mean? I think it's really should be limited to the real, elite elusive players. And in this Madden, the problem with the spin move for me is that everybody could do it. And it made it way more obnoxious to guard, and it really stood out. I remember in Madden 18 last year when that Devin Hester card came out. I feel like that was the first card that could really spin. I was super excited. I remember I was playing Skimbo, man. I kept telling Skimbo, I don't know why I like Devin Hester. He does this spin move where he just gets up the field right away. It's awesome. And it was like he was so much different than any other player because he could do this wild-ass spin move. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just, to me, I think it should be a special player that can do that spin move, not an 82 spin. And that was my biggest problem with the spin move. Not the spin move itself, limited to 5 to 10 players in regs, really. But I think all these X factors we talked about in the last podcast, all these EA streams talked about, we all know these X factors. I think they're going to be awesome for regs. It's going to make regs awesome because you're going to be able to pick which player you want to use. It might make way more teams viable if you have more X factor type players. But I don't think I will be interested to see how they maneuver with this in MUT. If it's going to be every player on the field has some wild ass ability, then it's going to be just obnoxious. But in regs, when you have 2 or 3 players on your field that have abilities, like you say the Eagles defense, you might have Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, and maybe Malcolm Jenkins with abilities. Just the great players on your team. Not necessarily every player, but when you get into MUT, how are they going to balance out these abilities? Interesting to see, anxious to see. And when I talk about Madden 20, all of it is questionable, but to me, all of it is exciting. I'm really ready to play the game, really. What else? RG said auto strafe is gone. That was pretty much, thank God. Let's just all agree with that. I don't even have to say nothing else. Should have been taken out a long time ago. And the fact last year that auto strafe, making the user auto strafe was a cure for one of their problems of the nano rush or the user rush. The fact that they said, let's make this person auto strafe. Dude, I don't know whose idea that was, but boy, that was bad. They talked about the strip. RG talked about the strip. And, I agree. I think both the strip and the hit stick should be way more responsive, man. It should be harder to hit stick and harder to strip. And also, both the responsiveness of these things, it should matter what player it is. Like, for you get a hit stick with, let me think of a corner that can't hit. Who's a corner that can't hit in the NFL? I'm thinking Desmond Trufant. Well, I'm thinking Desmond Trufant. He's small. He's frail. Yeah, you should not. I'm saying, like, I feel like if you hit stick, it should, with that type of player, you say Milton, Dion, Jonathan Jones, all these guys. So you go to hit stick, right? If you miss, you should get that animation, that little bailing out animation right away. There should be no room for error. For you to get a hit stick with that type of player, it should have to be perfect stick. You should have to time it perfectly, have the right angle, everything. But if you have Cam Chancellor, okay, now I'm going to give your user tons of room for error. You can throw a hit stick 5 yards in front and still be in that hit stick animation and still get that hit stick. Because that's how I feel like it is now. And I feel like it's been like that in a while, where you can mistime a hit stick but still get the hit stick animation. And I feel like the difference between that, the room for error should matter what player it is. That might be a lot to ask, but I think that really what it should be. It should be way easier to hit stick with Cam Chancellor than it is with somebody else. And maybe that happens now. I have TJ Green in the CFM. People bounce off him a lot. But, that's different. But I do feel like the strip, as much as people get stripped, though, honestly, as much as people get stripped, I don't think there's that many broken tackles. I really don't. I think we should have, like, maybe, I don't even want to say 50-50. It should be 25 strips, 75 broken tackle. But at the same time, I don't think they fumble this much off of strips. I don't think strips have really been a problem since one of the early patches. I believe they were a problem early in the year, but I think they've pretty been good. What else do I think? They finally took aggressive pass rushing out of the game. Been in the game for 2 years. It's been shit every year. It doesn't make sense to me. Why it doesn't make sense to me is, okay, it's 3rd and 10, right? I don't even know if I really want to talk about it because it's been shit. But the biggest reason for me is if it's 3rd and 10, Mike Clowney's going to rush the quarterback regardless. Whether I flick this switch or not, isn't he going to go after the quarterback regardless? Right? And the fact that he doesn't have, running responsibilities, he knows he has time to get to the quarterback. He knows routes are going to take a while to get there. He knows he can beat his tackle. He has a couple extra seconds to beat the tackle. Wouldn't that make him less likely to jump off sides rather than, you feel like more off sides are when it's short yardage, when they got to get, it's so important to get that extra jump. And, I've always felt like if it's 3rd and 10, man, your player should already be geeked up. I shouldn't have to flip a switch for that. because they're geeked up in real life when that situation comes. So, pass rush was always broken. Both years, it's been stupid. I'm glad they took it out of the game. I think we can all agree on that. Completely out of the game. Most of these, most of the great defensive ends will have some ability to pop and really get after the quarterback. So aggressive pass rush probably won't be missed. The last thing I want to get on that we saw was the hot route chem. The hot route chem seems awesome, and this is one thing that makes us want to use Tom Brady, makes us want to use the Julian Edelmans, makes us want to use Michael Thomas, makes us want to use who's another wide receiver? Chat, you guys can help me. Great wide receiver in real life. On Madden. I kind of only want to say Antonio Brown is probably the biggest one for me. Thielen's another great one. Julio's the best player in Madden. Like, what? DeAndre Hopkins, that's a good one too. Yeah, and I feel like Antonio Brown's always been kind of underrated. Doesn't play on Madden like he plays in real life. Thielen's another great one. AJ Green, because he has height and the spec, he's always been pretty good. Fitzgerald, another one. He's always been slow. Although we will get to Larry Fitzgerald when I talk about my game later in the podcast. Actually, Antonio Brown, Edelman, Jarvis Landry, good answers. Players or wide receivers that are good in real life, not that great in Madden. With these chems make these guys do extra routes, you can be more creative on offense, and I think they'll definitely be usable. I think the combination of Brady and Edelman might be really good, and I think when I think about next year and I think about teams, I think about obviously they're going to make Brady a goon, and what I think about is are the Patriots still going to be, because the Patriots are a top 5 team now without a doubt. Are they still going to be an elite team next year? I mean, they lost Gronk. They're going to lose who's the pass rusher? Trey Flowers. They lost him. Are they still going to be an elite team next year? I think it's going to. Josh Gordon's probably not going to be on the team. Is Dorsett going to be there? Is a huge thing. I don't know what his situation is. I don't know if he's under contract, if he's a guaranteed Patriot. I think he's definitely one of the biggest pieces to the Patriots if they're going to be good next year. There's Dorsett. Dorsett got re-signed, so that's huge for the Patriots because they lost Gronk. They did sign Ben Watson, who's obviously not Gronk. He got suspended the first 4 years. So we'll see how the game plays, but I still think because of Brady and they're actually going to use Edelman this year is really good for the game. So and I talked about last week, they've done a great job of making some players that are good in real life be good on the game. And Eric Weddle was the biggest example. Not necessarily this year, but I want last year when the zone mattered, he was a goon. And players like him have always sucked in Madden. Slow, short, white, just terrible. Could never be any position for you. Slow, short, and white is never a good combination. And they made Weddle good last year, and it's definitely they're going the right way to make these regular players good, and the players like TJ Green, the players like Perriman not be as good. They have Safarian Jenkins on the Patriots. Yeah, that's a decent player, man. So that's definitely the good path that they're going on. And so I'm anxious to see how good these wide receivers are going to be. That makes me think maybe the Vikings might make a comeback now with Thielen and Diggs. What type of route chems can they get? And also, can Cousins give them the route chems? I don't think Cousins is the type of player to be able to do wild route chems. What do you guys think? I doubt that, but maybe it's the wide receiver that has the route chems, or is it the quarterback, or is it the combo of both? Do you need both players? It's pretty much what I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe you guys have the answers, man, but that's definitely what I'll be looking for. I don't think Cousins should be able to do any extra hot routes, but his two wide receivers, I think, at least Thielen should be able to do some hot routes, really. You need both, the combination of both. So I think about the combination of elite quarterback and maybe an elite wide receiver. In the NFL, I think is Mahomes. If they give Mahomes the ability to make wild hot routes, he's going to be overpowered. So I don't know if he has that ability. Julio, Matt Ryan is probably good. Devontae, A-Rod, Derek Carr should not be able to do any hot routes at the line. I'm just trying to think. Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Brady, Edelman, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan. I'm trying. What is another elite quarterback? What about Big Ben and Juju? Is that too far? Is Juju not elite yet? Because I think Big Ben could get that rating, right? Like Big Ben could be able to do hot routes. Baker. Oh, Keenan and Phillip Rivers for sure. Luck and T.Y. Hilton for sure. Baker Mayfield can't get it. Baker Mayfield can't get the ability to make crazy hot routes. Wilson and Lockett is not that good. No. Carson Wentz and Ertz. I feel like I don't know. Russell Wilson's gonna have some type of ability, but it's definitely yeah. Keenan Allen. I think the way the game's going, Keenan Allen will be really good. I don't think they should give Mahomes the ability to make hot routes like that. If you give Mahomes the ability to make all the hot routes that freaking Brady and Breeze make, then he's just better than them. I think it's his second year starting. I don't think that's how I feel about Carson Wentz. I don't know if you should give him the ability. Obviously, I'm a huge Eagles fan, but I don't know if he should have that ability yet. But if you give Mahomes that ability, along with throwing the ball 80 yards, throwing the ball on a run, on a rocket, never missing pass, whatever Mahomes has, why would I pick Brady? You have to give Brady and Breeze that extra to make them viable, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if Mahomes should get that boost as far as making hot routes, but we'll see what they choose. That is all the notes I took for the EA, whatchamacallit, for the EA. Yeah, he got everything. So we'll see if that's what they choose to go with, making him that godly. But we'll see what it's like. But it's not Madden 20 yet. It is still Madden 19, and we have a huge Dream Hack tournament coming up. I'm excited to watch more Madden, and I don't know if you guys watch a lot of these money games that go on. A lot of these, people pretty much play Madden all day. And if you're not hip to if you want to watch more Madden, if you want to, really watch all these guys go at it, just honestly, between the hours of probably 7 p.m. and 2 a.m., there's somebody playing Madden for, whether it's $20 to $100, there's somebody playing Madden. And that's all good and well to watch. Yeah, obviously I watch my guy Clef pop all these little children. But it's something different about being live. It's something different about being under the lights. It's something adds a little bit more pressure, adds a little bit more stress, makes people, make bad decisions. Anybody can play in their underwear at home. I don't care if it's for $2,000. It's not the same as sitting under the bright lights. So Dallas will definitely give us opportunity to see some of these kids under the bright lights. And I want to preview it more, but honestly, I don't have a list of who's going. I feel like a lot of people are a little hush about going because they don't want, if I'm Kiv, I don't want Skimbo, and I don't want Ghost, and I don't want Joke. I don't want anybody to go. I want to just sneak up in there, get my little top four, get, $5,000-$10,000, whatever it may be. I just want to do it on a low. So personally, I really don't know who the hell is going to be there. So it's hard for me to pick who's a favorite. Clef is going, apparently, last time I talked to him. So he would, without a doubt, probably be my favorite. I hope he wins it. I think, think about Madden 19, I think probably the best player that, kind of deserves something for being one of the best players. So hopefully he can go down there and pop up. I really don't know who else is going to be there. I'm excited to watch it. So I don't know what it's going to be streamed on. I don't really know the schedule for it, honestly. But as far as I'm concerned, I will be on the lookout for it. And you can follow me on social media because whenever I find out, I will definitely be posting it and retweeting it. Like, follow this, watch this right now, such and such is playing. Last I heard from Drenny, he was not going. It's definitely in regs, Envy. No, Skimbo is not going. So definitely didn't turn my back on Skimbo's my guy. And it's funny, I think Skimbo actually has something to do with his org that weekend, I believe. And I think Skimbo is I honestly think Skimbo is a better live head-to-head person than pretty much than he is online, or when you play live events, you play online. You're not looking at the same screen. Skimbo really has, when you play head up versus somebody, you're looking at the screen. He really has that shit kind of down. He's really good at that. So I think he would be a favorite going into that. No matter how, his season was and no matter how his season was, for his standards, it was But for anybody else, it would have been great. But I really think he would have been a favorite going into this. So that was good. And I mean, hey, I'm ready to watch it. I'm ready to see how people perform. I'm ready to have some more games to break down, some more people to laugh at. One thing about like the Madden Bowl, the club championship, there was really nobody to laugh at because nobody really did really stupid shit. We got to see the really stupid shit in the club series because you kind of had a little bit more amateur players playing. It wasn't the best of the best. Like, I don't expect Journey and Kid to do stupid shit. Kretobin kind of did some stupid shit kicking that short field goal, and we talked about that when he joined the podcast, but it really wasn't that much stupid stuff. Yeah, but Spoto, that was hell. That was different, and I told you that was hell. I tweeted that was hell. I think that's why Spoto. No. I think that's why Spoto got in Skimbo's head. Tell you, anybody that just grabbed their nuts, and I will tell you, I wish Madden let us choose what the hell celebration we did. My man got the celebration where he smacked his junk like this, bro, and rode the pony and smacked his junk, dude. That is nothing more legendary than that, dude. Really, like, oh my god, it wound up looking really bad, but I'm telling you, I think it got in Skimbo's head really. And I don't know. I thought it was funny, and it made me think, man, I wish Madden let us choose our celebrations, both running into the end zone after an interception, after we score a touchdown. It's such a way for them to make more money. You think about Fortnite and even Apex, I've been playing a lot, even 2K. How much money do they make off dumb shit? Like celebrating on the court, celebrating after you get a kill in Fortnite. You can add the same thing to Madden, man, and it could really help. Maybe I don't have to pay as much for my team if they can make money off of me dancing. And it would make the game more fun, man. If I could slap my junk every time I caught a pick, that would be awesome. Would it not? And I'll tell you that, I would pay I would have every celebration available. I really would. I think that would be really cool. One thing that is really alarming with that, really, is that some people are trying to claim, and I listen to a bunch of podcasts, I listen to a bunch of different things. Some people are trying to sue like Fortnite and other, gaming systems that put these dances into games and say, I came up with that dance. I came up with the worm. I came up with the Millie Rock. And people are trying to do that. So it is maybe something EA doesn't want to get into. But I really think, man, if you could celebrate, if you could do the T.O. signing the football, if you could do Chad Johnson celebrations, if you could do, man, I feel like the possibilities are endless. They really are. From the celebration after the touchdown, when you're running into the end zone, after you catch a pick, after you get a sack. Let me do some fat guy dance. Let me do something that's fun. They talk about fast and fun to the game. Fun is like, man, I can't lie. I'd be so goddamn mad in 2K when somebody's busting my ass and they're dancing. Oh my, it just can add another level of trolling to the game. And obviously they have it in the game where you do these animations, and it is annoying. It pisses me off when people do that stuff. And let me choose what I want to do, man. I think it could be awesome for the game. But that's a whole nother topic. I just went off on a tangent. So I'm excited for the DreamHack tournament this weekend. Apparently we'll have the EA broadcasters. That's awesome. Those guys are amazing at what they do. We are already 50 minutes into this podcast, and I will tell you, I'm gonna show. I thought about what game to show, and I told you guys $100 next week for somebody. I want you to comment on the YouTube video. What I want you to do is comment me your favorite game in the last 3 years. Madden 16, 17, 18. I won't do any Madden 19. I feel like I covered all those games already. But Madden 16, 17, 18. Tell me your favorite game and why. We will pick a winner next week. Give away $100, man. Next week on the podcast, 7 p.m. So make sure you guys do that once I post this on YouTube, which will probably be tomorrow night if you're live in the chat. Twitch makes me wait 24 hours before posting content that was live streamed on their platform first. It's part of being a partner. So, like I said, we might put Twitch drops in the podcast. I upload this to SoundCloud and YouTube. It's me, John E. I'm going to work a lot harder going into the next year and getting this on as many platforms as possible, man. All this podcast stuff, I'm a super noob. I'm learning as I go, and I appreciate all the support you guys have given me, man. The Madden community has been unreal. But what I want to get into, I thought about what games I want to watch. I thought about what game do I want to talk about this week, man. And you know what I said? I got some classic games. That's what I said. I said, I got some goddamn good games. I could go just a show on Dubby games, pretty much the entire podcast. I could do just Dubby games, And you guys, listen, I got hella good games, and this is what I did because I asked Twitter what do they like. You know what I'm saying? And they came down with this as what do you like? Bang. And I put the vote. These are the 3 single elimination games I won to win the belt. Problem, Skimbo, and Holly. They were all good games. Have all great talking points for all of them. That not only can help you get better at Madden, but, really talk about my decisions in the game. And obviously, if you guys have watched any of this podcast, I kill people for shit they do in games. And I will tell you, after watching myself play, man, I can kill myself for some of the dumb shit I did as well. So that's pretty much what we're going to talk about today. Is my game against Problem. It did get the most votes of any game. So we're going to break this down. Now, before I get into this game, man, I want to tell you guys, after we won in Orlando, right, it was a weekend to a weekend or something. There was time in between these games. Like Orlando might have been a Saturday win, boom. Right? That's how it was. Orlando, you won on Saturday. You got into the Final Four. When you won on Saturday, bang, you're going to Houston the next weekend to play your games. Your games will be on Friday. I believe that's when it was. Friday, yes. So they flew you out to Houston on Thursday, I believe. Right? Okay, so they fly you to Houston on Thursday. So between Sunday when you went home from Orlando to Thursday, you had Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, these days, I came home. This is when Club Series, if Madden 17, if you remember, Club Series was smaller. The grind was not as crazy. It was only 8 teams and so on and whatever it may be. So I did not grind Club Series. What I did was prepare for the 3 people that were left. I really came up with a great plan against Skimbo that you guys wanted me to talk about Problem, but I could have broke down the Skimbo game. I literally came up with a great plan for him. A lot of people helped me with that. I really prepared for his little shitty Z-spot every play stuff. And really played good defense against him, and it helped me win. Then I prepared what I was bad at in Orlando. And I told you earlier in the call, my man Kent, he's the one who helped me the most, was pretty much kind of intricate in helping me block nickel blitz. With the time, it was not overpowered, but it was really good. It was still really effective, and it really was dominating the field in this situation. So what I went into the game with was the plan. Problem's really hard. He's not a person you prepare for the same way. He's random on offense, but defensively, you pretty much know exactly what he's going to do. It's going to be nickel blitz, not that many adjustments, try to get pressure, and if he gets pressure, you're going to be in for a long day. And that's pretty much how it was going into it. I knew if I could block this blitz, we would be okay. And Kent was the one, he flew in that if I use a delay route, it's going to block the blitz. Now, I'll be honest, Kent sucks at Madden. So it was really hard for me to trust him. So as you see this game, I really don't trust him all the way. Let me know how the levels are. I don't want the sound to be overpowering. So I will tell you, in the first play, I come out in bunch because I don't trust Kent yet. I'm not trusting the shit he flew me in because I really don't trust him. So this is something, and one of you guys in the community, J Noel at the time was a guy that helped me play against nickel blitz as well. All you guys know J Noel, he was really good at it. And he told me the best thing to do is this offset tight end in bunch, slide to the left, and hope he picks this. So this was before ID to Mike. This nickelback was like impossible to pick up on the blitz. If you're watching this on SoundCloud, please check it out on YouTube so you can see along with me. But this guy was impossible to block. So I went into the game. Bunch was going to be one of my ways to block it. Block these 6 people, slide left, hope my tight end picks it up. Use these 2 guys to high-low the flat route over here on the sideline. First play, it works perfectly. I'm just going to go ahead and slide. This is the condensed version, so I might be stopping this a lot to talk to you guys. Picks up the nickel, hit this little whip route. I was running whip routes before you little kids knew how to play the game. Next play, this is probably the best route in the game at the time, the table route. That time it was boxed. Get me to a 3rd down. This was a play that I ran pretty much at will to get this 1st down every time. This little in route to Jimmy Graham was automatic. Nobody really lurked that right away. You get a quick 1st down with that every time you do it. Got me a 1st down. This was the first game. This was the first time I tried the delay route or I tried to run here. And I'll tell you, it's different playing at the live event than it is playing at home. The game plays different. It plays better. And I wanted to establish Ricky, who was an absolute monster for me. what I'm saying? He was an absolute monster, and he dominated for me. That was the 5-yard in route. Pretty much the route that I won all this money from. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty much the route that really won me all this time. And here you go with the delay route. And when you saw that C over the nickelback, you knew the running back would take him out right there. Randall Cunningham throwing a run. As you guys know, man, there was no Michael Vick in this game. Randall was the next best option. I always use the fastest quarterback, but he did not have conductor. So I was only able to do one hot route at a time. Once again, we're going with the delay route. It's starting to block the running back. So I'm starting to believe on what Kent told me. And I scored a touchdown on the first drive. So you see, I didn't believe in that flat route or that delay route right away. But I definitely, as the game went on, I got more comfortable trusting that delay route and using it to my advantage. And you'll see as the game goes on, you know, how I continue to use that flat route or that delay route. Now, I'll tell you this, chat. Problem is impossible to prepare for. You don't know what his #1 pass play is. You don't know what formation he's going to come out in. You don't know anything. But this is back when Dollar was dominant. Dollar was the easy, not I don't want to say the easiest defense to run. You needed to know how to stop the run out of it, and that was the biggest thing. And I will tell you this. And before this chat, listen, I'm gonna tell you guys something. As I blow up the run the first play, come here. Listen, we got to come right here because this is one thing. No, I'm talking. Kent is my buddy balling you up, not Chaos. But I listen to Boogs. Now, I can remember regrets in my Madden life, man. I really can. You know, and one of the biggest regrets I have is listening to Boogs on his first drive, right? Boogs said his ace, because one, I knew how to blow up shotgun. Listen, at this point in the year, if you're running Dollar, you knew how to blow up every run. I was cool. I didn't need any help. But I listened to Boogs, first of all, who just lost the problem to get to this point, right? He lost the problem. And Boogs says, you know what? You don't have to do anything. Just run DB fire. It's going to blow up inside zone. Mind you, I already know how to blow up inside zone, right? I'm cool. I don't need help. But I listen to Boogs. So this first drive, I'm doing the Boogs. I'm just going to baseline, don't do anything. It's going to stop inside zone. He says the linebacker shoots right in. First play, it looks pretty good, even though I kind of made that play. And problem is problem, man. He's going to run the ball. You know, that's what he's going to do. First play, he high balls. Problem had Terrell Pryor, and in this game you see him make a lot of mistakes. Here's another play from Problem. I will tell you, every time he passed, it was bullshit. Look at this. Come on, bro. And he held on to that. Oh, my bad. I drawed. I'm sorry. Rewind. Sometimes I don't hit. All right, so this was second down. He tries the high ball. Had Terrell Pryor. Overthrow. That's cool. It happened to him a lot, but I felt like those passes weren't open. Every time he passed the ball, I thought everything he caught was bullshit. This is the first third down, screamed at him, bullshit, held on to it, first down. Every time he passed, I knew he was nothing. This is another Boogs. This time I shifted left. Problem's an old school guy. He's going to run on first down every time. Missed that gap a little bit. Sean Taylor and Harrison Smith were my safeties, cleaned it up for me. I'm still on the Boogs. Almost missed the gap there too. Ricky Williams fought for him. I'm getting pissed off because I'm getting ran on. I never get ran on, and this is aggravating me. And you can see it might be right here. One of these times I just look pissed off that I listened to Boogs. It might be right there, like, bruh, why did I listen to Boogs? You know, that's pretty much where I was like, all right, I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm going to blow this run up. I knew if I stopped this run, I would force him to pass, and every time he passed, it was nothing. I wasn't worried about anything. So now we go with the shift pinch line. I'm going to try to blow up inside zone. He brings a blocker here. We get in there, but he fought a little bit, and that was his backup guy. So I'm telling you, I know to myself, if I stop this run, I'm going to be good. I'm not worried about nothing. He took that to the second quarter. 7-0, I'm cool. I'm telling you, I was pissed. I was pissed at that first drive that he ran that successfully on me. So I'm thinking, now you just got home to a field goal. Pinch line, and we blow it up. Mark Barron in the backfield. That might have been Spinner almost. Yeah, it was Spinner. I had enough of that run. Get him to a 3rd and 7. Going to send them all out. I don't know if I blitz or what I do here. No, just send 3. High ball again. It's not cover 2. I was running cover 3 cloud a lot in this tournament. A lot. I ran cover 3 cloud. Maybe not against Problem. Against Problem, it was more DB fire. But against Skimbo and Hollywood, I pretty much ran cover 3 cloud every play. So I held him to 3 there, and now you can see I'm coming out. First thing I do is delay route my running back. Once I realized this, I got comfortable blocking this blitz. Oh, man, I feel like I had all day, although I got boxed right there by a man up. He manned somebody up. Back and bunch, but a delay route again, man. Just a delay route. Almost got that pass, and that was the Bugs cloud flat glitch, trying to throw that pass over the cloud flat. 3rd and 10, man. We keep it real basic here. And when the delay route wouldn't block the nickelback, all you had to do was max protect, and he'd pick it up. Right here, playmaker. No, he's going to playmaker up. I did not have the playmaker chemistry, so it wasn't as drastic. And you know when you're running cover 2, he has to run down the seam for that streak. That is why I love wide trips. You know, but I'm not that comfortable right now. I don't get real comfortable to the second half. Now, this play is the only play that kept this game close, I promise you. This was a great play by him. I do the same thing where I'm going to shift my line left. I'm running Z spot. I've just put a running back curl. There's no way he just lurks this baby running back curl, and he lurked my life away and jukes my fat guy. And then this year, the quarterback couldn't tackle. It was a glitch that the quarterback just couldn't tackle. So not only getting lurked that bad, but letting it go to the crib just put me in a hole. It really did. And it's something. I'm right there like, W, you dickhead. You got the offense down. You're good. He's not an offensive player. You're fine. And then you throw this pick 6. Just put you in an absolute hole. And I played a lot of games. I really played a lot of games. And this is the one drive I'm probably most proud of my life, because this was in a big-ass crowd. It was on the biggest stage, and it was against the best player ever, and I just threw a pick 6. So this is where most players be like, damn, it's over. You know what I'm saying? This game's over. And this was a run like, please, God, let me calm my nerves. Let me get some yards. That's pretty much what the run right there was. Please, get the clock running. Send everybody out. Underneath Fitzgerald, I use Fitzgerald, McCaffrey, and Moss. 2 big bodies that catch the ball, and then Moss. And we see Fitzgerald. I talked about him earlier. This was a man's catch. A man's catch right there by Larry Fitzgerald. And I start getting more comfortable. Really. This was not the fake crowd. See, you guys are too young, man. This was not Fitz. This was the real crowd. This was a real crowd. Here we go, 2nd and 6. And then you go, I'm getting more comfortable. Problem sending 6 people now, because the regular blitz is not getting in there. You know what I'm saying? He started sending 6 people. No run. Ricky, please make some plays for me. Please, Ricky. And now this is where I needed to use the clock a little bit better, but it worked out. This should be snapped at 1 second. I snap at 15, but I take off with Randall, get a couple yards. Bang. Now this should get all the way to 1. I do a better job here. But this is one thing about Matt that I knew, that this table route was unguardable. You could not flat. You had to man it up, and he hard flatted the DN every play. Well, not every play, but yeah, he did every play. But the hard flat would always take a step back, so you could always throw this table route. And this is something I knew, and I knew this table route was money, and I do it 3 straight plays. If you run the same defense, I will throw the same play, and the discipline for me to get 2 yards, 3 yards every time was crazy. And I do it again on 3rd and 3 underneath Ricky. Bang, 1st down, huge play, getting close inside the end zone there. And now it's Jimmy Graham time. Man, this game, it's crazy watching this game. It's so different now. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Graham was definitely the move. And Ghost was the one who kind of taught me into just Jimmy jumping all the time. And the reason why Ghost said, man, 1-7 is better than 2-3s. So you're just gonna Jimmy jump every play pretty much. Touchdown. Jimmy jump, Jimmy jump, Jimmy jump. No, problem wasn't the biggest adjuster, and there was a play in this game where he actually ran cover 3, like a buck slant, and he boxed me, and he never really went back to that. You know, this was a point in the year where nobody really knew how to block nickel blitz that well. It was really dominant to the point where most people really didn't need to adjust out of it because it was so hard to block that corner. You know, so it's not necessarily that I was better than anybody. I was prepared to block nickel blitz, and that was something that, you know, problem for months. Nobody was really used to that shit getting blocked this easily. Here we go. This is the end of the half. Just can't give him a big play. I ran 2-man under, and one thing about the team right now. Let me pause this right here, because I'll tell you guys, I'll never forget what made this. I want my players to go away though. What I have on my defense, let me zoom this back a little bit. Right here. Okay. And this is what I did love about Madden 17 at this point, because the cap was good. I think the cap was really good back then. Now, the D tackle's a shitter. He's a 10 cap pretty much. Because this year, you could shoot the gap with your linebackers. I had linebackers. I had Mark Barron, who was a great linebacker, and I had Anthony Barr, the best Anthony Barr you could have. Those were my two linebackers. My defensive ends were not crazy passers. I didn't have like Bosa and Clowney. Bosa wasn't even in the NFL. But I had Aaron Donald and I had Olivier Vernon. Both were really good block shedding, and they got after the quarterback. I wouldn't say that Dollar was a block shed defense, just a coverage defense. So the ends, obviously they got good pressure. It wasn't obnoxious block shed, but the ends were good. So I just got solid guys. I didn't get guys that were that amazing. But they were really good against the run, and they definitely got after the quarterback when I needed them to. My slot corners, I had the best Dion you could get, the best DRC you could get. So my slot guys that I would cross man and blitz were both amazing, right? Safeties, Harrison Smith, the best you can get. Sean Taylor, the legend, the best you can get. Great safeties. My outside corners, Mel Blount, legend, the best you can get. Then I had Ramsey at the time, was a most feared card. Wasn't that high cap. Could hit, could lay, and was tall. I had Ramsey. So the defense overall was really balanced, and everybody had good teams. There really wasn't any weaknesses on teams. I don't know if you guys agree with that being good or bad or whatever it may be. I really thought it was good. Now, right here, he threw a pick. I have 7 seconds right here. And it's a tough spot. I'm going to just try to chuck the ball. But I could possibly get something here. And what I do is, because I was getting shedded right there, throw it on a Ricky, fall down, use a timeout. I have 1 second, man. I'll tell you, I'm not going to leave Houston without chucking the ball up and giving myself a chance. Doesn't get down the field. I actually get picked off here. Got to make a tackle. And Ricky Williams did. Ricky Williams did it all for me. So we go to halftime. At halftime, I'll tell you guys, man, I know that pick killed me. The pick is the only reason I feel really comfortable on offense. Just got to keep sticking with it. The pick killed me, made it close. He gets the ball coming out of half, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the run now because I've had enough of it. But he even got 5 yards on that, which was a lot. Spread the line here. He's motioning somebody over. This is not ace. This is 3 wide receivers. He's running a little different run. Blow it up with Anthony Barr. I'm telling you, I can stop them around $1. Bunch right here. I'm telling you, every time Problem passed the ball, he threw one out route to the running back that was pretty decent. Right there, boom. And I miss a hit stick with Sean Taylor, and he gets 40 more yards. That was killer. This was killer, because one, it goes from he could have dropped this, but it's just I missed the hit stick, or he went through his body. Just a miss, and he gets 30 extra yards in the field goal range because of that. So it was a good play. Probably should have caught it. Wish I would have made that hit. Maybe dropped it. Maybe knocked, whatever it may be. Stopping a run now. It gets to the point where Problem gets to where he's just calling runs. Right now, he just called strong power, please work. You know what I'm saying? Here he goes with fake wide receiver screen. Takes off with Terrell Pryor. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little draw. This kind of popped me. Got a couple yards. You see Vernon shutting off him. Just got to hold him out the end zone. He goes to stretch, I believe, and I don't base the line. I got to get those guys off the blocks to the left. That's what comes up and kills me right here because those guys are going to get sealed, and he's going to get the edge because of that. Everybody gets sealed right into the end zone. We talked about the baseline, non-baseline on outside runs, and that's what killed it right there, allowed him to get in the end zone. So now I'm losing again. That was his best drive. Obviously, the game that Jimmy Graham played made it huge. Made it easy, really, and just letting him run the ball hurt. So I'm back down 3 against the GOAT on the big stage. Just a regular-ass Dubby. I was super underdog in every game I played, I played better as that than I did when I became, a favorite. But you'll see in the second half, I get real comfortable with this delay route block. I know he's going to block it. I know it's cover 2. I'm going to go ahead and forvert your life away. I already know that. Okay, I'm going for it. Randy Moss right up the seam. I get a rack. If they had a rack egg in this game, that was definitely a dot. We're going to go to the in route. If it's going to be cover 2, we're going to go to the in route. We put Moss in the slot to run right down the seam. Here we go, doubles right here. Look at that. That was the one play. Chat. This was the one play of the game where he ran a cover 3, dropped this corner, blitzed this side, and look what it did. I'm waiting for this guy to blitz. He blocks him. He runs this play, just blitzes this side, and I get absolutely boxed. Look at this play. He cross-mans this guy. I was super boxed. And I will tell you this, he never did that again. It was either 6 people or cover 2. Oh, he did it the next play, but the running back bagged it. Throw it underneath Fitzgerald, fall down, don't get hit. I'm telling you, he did not do that enough. Made it way easier to pass the ball. Base right here, please, Ricky, get this first down. That's what he does. And I don't think I'm going to leave doubles or wide trips the rest of the game because I just feel so comfortable with blocking this blitz. It's pretty much my bread and butter. And I don't think time's really that big of a factor right now. I'm pretty much just playing, not really thinking about the time at this point, which I guess I should be, but I'm not. Oh, he blitzes off that side again. Throw it underneath the Ricky. 4 verticals, probably my best play ever. Ricky was just a monster. A monster. This is just a run, and they mentioned this on the broadcast. I really ran that fullback dive because Ricky was super tired. Ricky was super tired. So let's go to the 2-minute warning. And because Ricky was tired, I did that run, but it did get 4 yards. But I am in a tough spot to score. I should have went back to corner strike, and I probably do. Yeah, I'm probably going to go to corner strike. Let's see. I think he mans up the running back now. Does not give me that dot. No, he actually lurks it. Try to go high ball over the middle. Over though, Barr was almost on it. Probably the same play again, man. And this was before people were good and motioning in. Or I go to the skimbo, you know, just chuck something. I had Jimmy Graham more than I had Moss right there. So that I do not score a touchdown here. I have to tie the game up. Now, got to tie the game up. Didn't even hold the field goal. Could have got it blocked. Just amateur hour from Dubby. But we got plenty of time. Problem is the type, man. If y'all, I know all you guys watch Problem play. He would say, man, I want to take this whole game with me. And I know I can't allow that. I can't allow him to take the whole game. But he almost takes the whole game here. Have to stop the run. I know what he's trying to do out of this. I might go spinner first play. I do. Anthony Barr blows it up. Spinner blows up that run. I'm not going to run cover zone against that. He might hit the running back out route here. Yeah, this was a good play, and Ricky fought for him, really. That was his best pass of the day. So we go 3rd and 1. He runs a base. And you see my boys fought, but he fought for that first down. You see, Prom's going to use all that clock, man. He's not stupid. You know, look at the time. I should definitely be shooting base. Oh, I shot base like this. Yeah, that's how I shot base. Yep, I knew how to stop the run now. Blew that up. Boom. Just look at that pass. He just snapped him right at the yellow zone. Caught it, got some extra yards. 3rd and 7. I need a drop. A high ball like en route, I needed 1 drop. But the time is a factor now. Now we're in a 2-minute warning. Problem's not stupid, man. Got the bag. Aaron Donald gets to the quarterback. Now this is where I swear to God, there's nothing he's going to do to me right now. Like, what pass play is he going to run? I already know. And listen, bunch. You're playing bunch. You're playing you're not. This is not a great bunch player. It's a problem. I'm going to cross-man Mike Evans. I'm probably going to cross-man Julio Jones for verticals, right? Leave Moore one-on-one. I don't really remember who I cross-man DRC on. It was either Jones or Moore. It's just cover 2. I have the seam. I'm not going to get hit with that seam pass. If he throws to Ricky Williams, if I make a tackle, it's 3rd and 10, you know, or 4th and 10, and I'm cool with that. He might punt, whatever he might do. I'm just not getting beat by Mike Evans, and I'm not getting beat by the seam route, really. And I'll see who I cross-man DRC on. It's either, I would assume it's A for verticals or B for this motion out. We'll see. Oh, I just left him in his zone. Look at the pass he catches. What? What? What?
Wants for them to bring the heat. They'll play coverage. And looking for Mike Evans. And the former
what?
Will pull it in at the 34.
So honestly, right there, I said I lost. I said I lost because of that. Call timeout instantly. Call timeout instantly. I really lost. Like, I really was like, damn, I really lost on this shit. Mind you, I had $45,000, but I really was like, I just lost on that pass. because I know if he runs, I had to call my timeout right there to save as much time as possible. I called my timeout instantly. That way, one, I'm going to save as much time as possible. Some people would have waited to call their timeout. I feel like I have to call my timeout because I never know what's going to happen on the next play. 1st and 10, he could run stretch, accidentally go out of bounds. He could accidentally throw the ball. He could score a touchdown. You know, the next play could be a touchdown. So for me, I call my timeout instantly to save. Right now, I know I'm down 20-17. Best case scenario for me. So I have to save as much time to go back down the field. So I called my timeout instantly after that catch. No matter how bad that catch was, I knew I had to call timeout instantly. And I think I definitely called it instantly. I don't know if they showed how fast I called my timeout. Here's the catch. Timeout. Well, I guess they showed problem. I called timeout instantly. Now, this is a problem. Now, you see the difference in this defense. From when he scored the touchdown, now I have this guy outside 3 steps. Now he will probably cover the edge. I don't want him to get blocked because these are my contained guys. I don't know if they're manned up or they're covered too. Depending on, I 1,000% probably think I'm in spinner against this set. I doubt he would pass out of this. I mean, at this point, no problem. He's going to run the ball 3 times. You know, and we'll see what he goes for. He goes with a dive. Anthony Barr blows it up and kills him. Use the timeout again. It's 1 timeout. Probably still 2 more runs. But he sees I'm in spinner, right? This is where previous players, you have to play off this a little bit. Now, I want to stop the run. I'm not losing this game because I let Problem run for a first down. I saw Boogs lose the Problem, letting him run. I've seen so many people lose the Problem, letting him run for a first down. There is no way in hell I'm leaving Houston because Problem ran for a first down. There is no chance I ever let him run the ball. That will never happen. I will go home happy if he dots me. I will go home I just cannot let him run the ball. So 2nd and 13, I have 1 timeout. I fully expect Problem to run 2 times, take this down to 40 seconds, kick his field goal. Now, so I'm still going to call spinner. I don't give a hell if he sees me in spinner. I don't care. I know he cannot run on it. I already know that. He's not running the ball on me. There's no way I'm letting Problem run the ball. See, I moved that guy out, and that's exactly what I told you guys, man. You learn so much here at Dub.W's camp of Madden, all right? I got killed by that stretch earlier in the game. And this is what we talked about earlier in the podcast about straight to the huddle. It's little shit like this that you guys got to see and understand. It's still spinner. I'm going to press, but I want to take Blunt, move him out of step because I don't want Stretch to beat me outside. Now, Problem has the nuts to say I'm going to run this shit-ass play. If you guys see this play, like this play, honestly, to me, he's doing it more as the only person he can throw the ball to. There's no way in hell he trusts throwing a Hooper over the middle. Hooper's not even a real player. Evans may be on that corner route. Seriously. But it's spinner. He's going to get rid of the ball. I'm on Sean Taylor. I'm not even on the line, but everybody's coming to the party. Gets it out. Biggest tackle of the night by Mel Blunt. That's why we had Mel Blunt. Made that tackle, man. That's such a huge tackle because, honestly, he could have missed this tackle. If he missed this tackle, I'd lose the game. He did get beat, but that's what Mel Blunt does. This is why you don't have a pussy Dion on the outside. This is why you don't have Jonathan Jones or who. I don't even know who the hell people had other than Mel Blunt. You want the physical players that's going to make a physical play like this. You know what I'm saying? And he made that play. And as much as Sean Taylor win me the game the next play and all this tackle is so underrated. I mean, it wasn't the best animation. It did get him to. It was enough to get him to 3rd and 3. Now, I will tell you when I see this formation. One, Boogs always want to take credit because he thinks that he told me about this speed in route. I kind of knew about the speed in route. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm spinner 1,000% right here. This is spinner. You are getting every player right here. You are not running inside zone. And Problem only thinks what he thinks is this is, man, I can catch him run committing. I know if I run spinner, he's not. Only run he has here is inside zone. I'm on Mark Barron. I know if he runs inside zone, I'm in spinner, he's not getting the first down. I trust that with all my heart. So run commit to me was never an option. Never an option for me would I run commit. You know, I fully just expect him to run inside zone, Mark Barron, make my boys make the tackle. I have Olivier Vernon. I have Aaron Donald. They're going to make this play. I promise, I already know, at the heart of hearts, I know that I'm going to make this play. So there's no reason why I'm going to run commit. He thought, and it is, honestly, it is from an offensive perspective, it is a run commit situation. Because like I said, I would never leave here letting Problem run the ball. And, whatchamacallit, but I trust that I can stop the run. That's why I never ran commit, because I know how good my run defense was out of dollar. That's why, I mean, my defense was good. I'm not going to say I was crazy defense, but I could have stopped the run. I don't care if it was power O, fullback dive, whatever it may be. If it was dollar, I could stop the run. If I knew what run was coming and I sold out with spinner, and that's what I did. So it definitely was a questionable call. And Boogs thinks I was here just because he told me about this in route. I'm be honest with you, I was here just because I always stopped the run on this backside linebacker shooting these gaps. So I'm on this linebacker here just to stop the run. I will tell you, there's not an inkling in my mind that he could pass the ball. Inkling in my mind. And then what happens is just history.
He's going to go to the air, looking for Graham, and he throws it in.
Just a huge play by Sean Taylor.
Oh my goodness.
And this 1,000% was all real people. None of these people played. You see VTech here. That's Gares right there. This is Danny, Problems guy. Chow right here. This is RG's guy, P. I think Javon is in here somewhere. But I don't. There goes Joe Rice right there. No. But these were all people at the NFL experience, like all around here that you could do all different games and see Super Bowl stuff and things like that. But but honestly, this play, as the game was similar to how it is now, where the high ball, I'm not going to say it was a bad read. It was stupid to throw it. This is a situation where Problem got to think, if I don't have this in route, I'm not throwing the ball. I could take this sack. It's not a big deal because I'm going to run 30 seconds off this. We'll get the clock down to 50 seconds, a field goal, 45 seconds, kick it off, maybe 40 seconds with no timeouts to get a field goal. And the thing about, so he's got to see this, and once he sees me lurking this, he's got to bite the ball, really. But as far as the high ball is concerned, for Sean Taylor to pick this off, I would probably say 10% chance. And most of you guys probably play Madden 17. I would probably put it around 10% chance that he picked this pass off. Obviously, it wasn't open. He probably doesn't catch it. That's probably no chance that he catches this pass unless I just got cheated again. But I just got cheated out of my mind with the Mike Evans catch. But like I said, it was a low percent that he picked it off. But that's why Sean Taylor will always be on my team. He has the clutch trait, and he made this play.
He's going to go to the air, looking for
Bang. Now after this, it's like,
oh my goodness.
And honestly, to me, this is a Madden player's like just the vibe. And if you guys watch me play, I say this stuff all the time. Problem, after he throw that pick, he's absolutely sick. Like he's steaming because he's thinking about, damn, I should have ran the ball. And this is one of the situations I coined the phrase, man, rage blitz. 1,000% rage blitz. People are going to rage. When they do some stupid shit, turn the ball over, do something dumb, the rage blitz is coming. Right? So I know that. Now I'll see here. I'll put this delay route and I'll see that it's not blocking this guy. That means, I don't know why it doesn't happen all the time, but it's not blocking. So then I have to block Jimmy Graham. That's what it was. If this delay route was not blocking this, if the delay route was on the middle linebacker or the safety, I had to max protect. I had to block 6 people. Then he would pick him up. And listen, if it's rage blitz, I know it's cover 2. It's simple. Run Moss down the seam. The thing about Madden Madden is way better now that you can change the deep blues. You could run nickel blitz and put this guy in the third and him in a quarter and just have good defense. Back then, you could not change the deep blues. If you were in nickel blitz 2, these dudes were in cover 2. That's it, period. And that's one of the best things they've done with the game, really, is make us be able to change the deep blues. So I knew this was cover 2. I knew I have a seam with Moss. I put my fastest guy here. I put McCaffrey, big body goons. I will always have big body goons, period. And I put Fitzgerald, route running on a beam, on an in route. This is it. This guy won't be in the picture, and I believe he actually cross-mans him. So he has to cover Moss. Has to, or Moss is a touchdown. Pretty much. So I know if once McCaffrey clears this, I can throw this pass lead to the outside. And one thing that is tough that listen, after playing Skimbo, I know how Skimbo plays. What Skimbo did was he would run cover 2, but spotlight, because this is back when spotlight worked. He would spotlight the outside guy. So this pass was never there. So I go from a whole game of knowing that pass was never there. So I kind of never looked for this pass during the whole game, because I got in such a rhythm where this wasn't an option for me. Skimbo would always spotlight the outside guy, so the safety would cover him, and Skimbo would run with the seam route. Problem didn't do that. So I knew if he cleared this, Madden 17 definitely had swerve, but nobody was swerving with this much pressure. But anyway, I knew if he cleared him, I would hit this coochie spot pretty much. See, you see, the delay route was not on him. I have to block Jimmy Graham. And then once you block him, it's on him. Cross man here. I just splitting the safeties. This guy has no chance with Randy Moss. This is the easiest read in the world. My 10-cap offensive line held up. And I'll tell you, the Lord blessed me with the best animation and the worst angle for his safety. I mean, just the best, just whoop. Beautiful pass. And just McCaffrey got out of there and scored a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? The perfect animation. And Brown's sick. He's sick. Once again, I did not hold the extra point. I mean, listen, don't take that much advice from me. But now, as the game's not over, I mean, he's got all day. But I tell you right now, I think Problem has nothing for me passing the ball. Like, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But he did pull out a couple problem-like dots. Perfect defense. Blitz. I cross man, did a bleacher blitz. I'm happy as hell right now. This game, problem pass, and I feel like $1 million right now. Like, look at this. Bunch, we got it. This is like Skimbo offense. Nah, this ain't gonna work. We got there. Bleacher blitz. Deion Sanders sacked him. Use a timeout. He did have the wheel. So then he goes to this. There's no way I'm running cover 2 against this. I think I'm cover 3 cloud. No, I'm definitely cover 2, but I run down the seam. Harrison Smith, huge underrated play for me. Bang, this is what killed me, 4th and 18. Now, I know that this guy, when I'm lurking, look, I know that this guy is going one way or the other, right? There's no protect the sticks, right? No protect the sticks. So I know he's either going right or left, and he got me. He's going back this way. And the speed, if you guys know the speed ends, I have no shot. And then he held on to that shit. God damn. Man, 2-man under. Yeah, that's something that never get 2-man. When 2-man under. Tackle him. And honestly, I wanted him to catch that pass. If he caught that pass, it was killer. 3rd and 10. This was a dot he went to for the cover 2. We're definitely getting pressure. I manned up everybody because I did not want to get beat with that outside fade. Good dot right there. I almost give it to him again. I put Ricky does not get the animation, but I put Mark Barron in the cloud flat thinking I'd get pressure there, but he rolled out and got over him anyway. Now I had enough of that shit. He definitely got manned up that play. Everybody's manned up. I'm not getting beat. Sean Taylor was, I mean, the player of my life, really. Right there, made a play. 2-man under again, man. He's going to run his speed out. Beats Deion Sanders with Jimmy Graham. Tackle him in bounds. Clock is running. He's got one play, man. And you know what killed me here? What killed me here was that 4th down coach suggestion. And I'll tell you, and you guys play Madden. It probably happened a problem too, but in offense you can audible to any cover 4 or any 4 verticals, right? And just throw the ball in the end zone. For me, it gave me some shit ass nickel 2-4-5, right? And what went through my mind, I have no timeouts. The clock is running. And I have 10-cap linebackers on the field. I have just shitters. I don't know if y'all can see what defense they got me coming out in. But it's like 2-4-5. I have Mark Barron at outside linebacker, Barr at outside linebacker. These guys in the middle are shitters, right? So I'm panicking. Like, what do you do right here? I have no timeouts, right? I don't want to go off sides and make him comfortable, so I'm just going to run 2-man under, right? What else would you guys do in this situation? You know he's throwing the ball to the end zone. I don't want to get, mossed or something crazy like that, so I just audible the 2-man under, right? No, because, I don't know why the hell. I honestly, I don't know what the hell. Because, you know what I mean? Like, because you're so used to picking your play, that it happens to me all the time, really. Honestly, you're so used to picking your play so fast, the ass man on 4th down is the worst thing in the world. And you guys can't front that you never get caught with ass man on 4th down. So we definitely in the ass man right now. So I'm thinking to myself, man, do I go offsides? I'm sick. I'm pissed at this defense. I have my best users at defensive end. And I have these. I can think this is Barr, but this guy right here is a super shitter. Back then, the 10 caps were 10 caps. Really. But like I say, just 4 verts, and Sean Taylor just, listen, you talk about physicality, this is the definition of it. Boom! Get that shit out, man. And honestly, I ran out here because there was nowhere to go. Vita's so damn ugly.
Dubby, what a game. What a game. That's the way they had that user ability. Congratulations. Here's your Madden 17 Madden Bowl belt, man. Wear it with pride.
There it is. Congratulations, Dubby.
If Sean Taylor does... Absolutely, me, John. If he kicks a field goal there, I have 40 seconds and no timeouts to go down the field. That would have been really tough to go ahead and I'd have feel okay. I would have ran 4 verts, man. Pretty much every play. But yeah, it would have been really tough, really. Like, it would have been really tough for me to score and go down and get a field goal. But I mean, he took a chance, and to win games like that, you got to take a chance. But I honestly, that was obviously his best chance to win a belt. I don't think he should have. One, he shouldn't have been close to the end. He should have had a 4th and 20 after that Mike Evans catch. But Sean Taylor made a play, man. I felt like it was deserved because of that Mike Evans play. He shouldn't have been down there in field goal range, but he was. And yeah, it would have definitely changed the game. I probably would have lost. Really, 40 seconds, no timeouts to get a field goal against Problem. Probably, like I said, I would have ran 4 verts pretty much every play. And yeah, Madden 17 was a lot of fun. It really was. Honestly, ID to Mike. If they added ID to Mike, not that it works great, but if they it was way too hard to block nickel blitz, especially at the end of the year when people started moving to safeties and getting really wild with adjustments. If they had ID to Mike and where you can change the deep blues, I think Madden 17 would have they would have been cool right there, honestly. But at the same time, they needed some type of juke and some type of spin move. I know the spin move, we talked about the spin move earlier, is a little bit OP, but they needed something because in that game, all you could really do was stiff arm. You could barely even truck. There really was no moves, really. So let's not forget that. I mean, it's always easy to look back on a man and say how great it was. But yeah, that was a great game. I won that. Probably, like I said, Prime's best chance to win a belt. I don't think the game versus Skimbo was that as close as that. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of games, man. Madden 17, Problem versus Mo in the Madden Championship was really good. Skimbo versus Problem, really good. The Kiv versus Kiv, I like the game you and Skimbo played in the Madden Bowl. I loved that game. It was a lot of good games, man. Problem Joke was a good game, really. Yeah, like I said, Kiv versus Volt was hell. And I told him, and you gotta ask Kiv, man. Kiv was like dot. Yeah, man, he got crazy. But he got crazy doing them adjustments, man. And even though this is how Kiv, you agree that the Skimbo Demaryius Thomas was the equivalent of a rack egg this year, because like he did kind of moss him, but he had a step. He did have a step. Prime ain't flood me in no league. Get the fuck out of here. Prime flood me. Yeah, well, Problem did what? Honestly, I think, I don't know what happened to Volt versus Prime. I think Volt played bad, and Problem actually got pressure on that 3 tight end or that 2 tight end set. Yeah, the Problem versus Joke was really good. Yeah, Skin versus Mo. It's a lot of good games, man. Like I said, I'm gonna give away $100 next week. I just want you to go on this YouTube video and comment which game you like and why, man. I want somebody to give me some, what they remember the most and what game was the best, so we can really talk about it. I really do think Madden 17. Obviously, it was a game I was the best at. I love Crossman. I don't know why they took it out of the game. I think Crossman made you have to be creative to pass the ball. It made you have to be creative. It made you have to use every receiver on the field. It made you have to run different plays. I was really upset that they got rid of that. And when I went to they do a competitive summit where all the competitive players go during the summer to try the game. And when they told me to take it out, I really wrote a whole email about it. Like, listen, this is separates, this is how you stop people running the same play every play, Yeah, well, the thing with the swerve, and I told Bugs beat him in like a draft champion. I said, dude, the further you back your safety up, the longer it's going to take your safety to turn his hips. That's how the swerve worked. When your player turned his hips, that's when you were getting swerved, period. But if you're safe, especially cover 2 swerve was all about the safety hips. If your safety turned his hips, it was over. But if he just strafed, he was going to pick it off every time. But for real, and Problem Harrison Smith, he got swerved the first time. Dude, I'll tell you, there was a hush. Those games were great, man. Another thing that made those games great, we were all sitting there watching them in the crowd. That it just made those games great, man. It really did. And when Volt swerved the shit out of Problem the first drive, and I can't lie, everybody in the chat was like, or everybody in the room was like, oh shit, wow. It was like, oh shit, it's going, because it came right off. I don't know if it was a man champ. It was man championship. But the DC game, Kiv versus Volt was swerved. He was fucking Kiv up. But Kiv would score, like, just dot down the field and score a touchdown. And then Volt would just one play the hell out of Kiv. Boop. Boop. Yeah, that. Oh, you talking about the game where you ran cornerback blitz? Kiv ran cornerback blitz on third. Man, I'll tell you, I can think of one play, like there's one offensive play and one defensive play in the MCS I could take back. And I wish I could ask like every good player that, like, what's one play you could take back? For me, is offensively versus Joke when I threw that pick to Sheldon Richardson. I did not think he could get to the PA post route. I did not think his fat ass was fast enough. I thought he had no shot. I wish I would have lobbed it and I beat Joke and I played Skimbo in the finals and I could have won another belt. Really, that's the number one offensive play. Defensively for me, the one play is Joel. I mean, I don't know what else I could have did. I sent 7 people at him on that 4th and 20. If I get that stop, I win that game. So those are the 2 plays, offensively and defensively, that I take back. For me, Kiv calling corner blitz back to back. He got spot me to a 4th and 20 for the game, and he ran regular corner blitz out of nickel and gave him too much time, man. And I told Pro, because we were all in the crowd, I'm like, bro, 4th and 20, man. I'll tell you what, the day I go to a 4th and 20 and I don't send everybody, but that's what I did versus Joel. I sent the loop. It was dollar or 146. Loop, both the linebackers looping, both corners blitzing. Nobody got home. He had good pass protection, and he bagged it. That was the one defensive play I would take back. But if probably for Kip, that was probably his one defensive play he'd probably take back. Really, that's a good question for everybody in MCS, man. What is your number one play you regret offensively and number one play you regret defensively? Also, your best play call offensively and your best play call defensively. Really, I mean, those are good calls. I mean, for me, my best play call offensively, man, shoot, I don't know. Offense, maybe going for it on 4th down versus Skimbo. I guess that's probably my best one. The play to McCaffrey right there was huge. But going for it on 4th down versus Skimbo, that was probably my biggest offensive call, and go for it. And then defensively for me, my best defensive call, you could go spinner. But I mean, the game I played against Hollywood, the whole defensive game was good. I got skimbled to 1/4 down in that game, and I blitzed for the first time all day. That was a great defensive play call. Shoot, I mean, it's definitely a good question for everybody, man. But we'll see. I wonder if I can ask them guys, man. We'll see. But like I said, $100 next week to whoever answer I like the most, man. Your favorite game in Madden 17, 18, and 16, and why? What did you like about it? What was the memorable plays, man? Whoever has the best answer, me and my man Kent, balling you up, we'll choose the winner, $100 next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. We will choose that. We will figure out who wins that, man. This was the Needed Podcast, episode 32. Please hit the like button. 32 straight weeks. Man, what is that? 224 days. 224 days of podcasting in my life. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me. I have a lot of fun doing this, and I hope next week we have a lot of games to talk about with the tournament coming up in Dallas, man. I'll see if I get back on the stage. I really miss it a lot. Like, I miss it. It was really tough for me to not only watch these games, but then talk about them. It was really tough. It's not even, honestly, chat, I'll tell you guys, man, it's not even about competing. It's not, for me, it was just seeing all my friends there having a good time and not being a part of it, really. Because I've had fun. The DC tournament, I went 0-3, and I had a blast, man. And it's been tournaments where, like the Madden Championship, the one year I went 1-2 in groups. I made it out. I lost the first game, a single elimination. I still had fun, you know. So to me, it's like I'm gonna have fun regardless. So that's pretty much the big why I miss it the most. But yeah, I definitely want to get back out there. I'm getting pissed off all these little kids winning. Belts really aren't even like that big a deal anymore. You know, he need to get 2 to get to the point where you And I'll be honest with you guys, I will be sick if I ever get off of that top 10 money list. That's another thing that will just like, oh, man. Exactly. It's the locker room every retired player misses, and that sounds like when you miss the most. I'm telling you that it's just like, damn, like this shit really happening. You know what I'm saying? Am I back in, man? I don't know yet. We shall see, man. And the biggest thing about it is that I look how the game played. I didn't lock in like crazy, but I've... Padres are beating the Yankees 5-1.
The Cardinals are leading the Phillies 3-2.
Phillies losing?
Currently, the Twins are tied with the Brewers 0-0. Currently, the Cubs are leading the Astros 3-1.
Cubs up, okay. That's it. That's all we got. All right. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, the way the game worked, I didn't lock in crazy, but I definitely feel like I would have won some money this year, you know, and it sucks not getting that extra 20K, 50K, whatever it may be. But I'm definitely streaming, frankly. I'm definitely here. And the podcast will go on until Madden stops. I don't care if I'm 66, man. Needed Podcast episode 348 will be live. But this was the Needed Podcast episode 32. You know what I'm saying? This was me versus Prime Madden 17. Man, I appreciate all you guys coming through. I appreciate all you guys on YouTube. Please hit that like button. Please comment. Like I said, $100 next week, Tuesday. Be there 7 p.m. Eastern, man. I appreciate you guys.